everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video I'm going to be doing a product review, and the product that I'll be reviewing today is the Yves Saint Laurent Teint Touche Eclat. Let's talk about packaging. So this foundation comes in a glass bottle, so it looks like this. It has a gold lid, and on top of the lid it says YSL. Now what I really love about this foundation is that it has a pump. This is amazing because you don't have to be pouring foundation onto your hand as with many foundations. Foundations that come with pumps are more sanitary to use. You don't have to dip anything in there, so pumps are always a good way to go. This bottle carries about 1 fluid ounce of foundation, so about 30 milliliters. This foundation retails for $55 on Sephora.ca. If I went into Sephora, I'd be paying $60 for this foundation. This foundation is available in 22 shades. However, the Sephora website, both Canada and the US, they only carry 16 shades. When you go into the store, they actually carry less shades. I know that in both the Sephoras here that I've been to, I think they only carried about 4 or 5 shades, maximum 6, and for a lot of people that's just not enough varieties, which is why I had to end up buying my foundation online because my shade was actually not available at Sephora. So in case you guys were wondering, I should probably just get it out of the way. My shade is B80, and the good thing about this foundation is that it comes in 3 different shade spectrums. So it comes in beige, beige d'or or beige gold, and beige rose. So beige is basically for people who have kind of like they fall in between, so they're like the neutral shade, so that's beige. Then you have beige rose, which is for people with red or pink undertones, and then beige d'or or beige gold for people with yellow or golden undertones. So beige 80 was the perfect shade for me, and I feel like for such a high-end foundation, I really love the selection of shades that they have. 22 shades is a lot of foundation, and I can't imagine that somebody would have a hard time finding their right shade. And considering that this foundation is so expensive, it would really suck to have to buy 2 shades just to get your perfect shade. This foundation has SPF 19 in it, and on here it says Octinoxate sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 19. So it does have a skin protection factor, which is always great. It says illuminating foundation, dimensional radiance, weightless perfection. Okay, so let's talk about illuminating. So using this foundation, I really love that it made my skin glow without looking shiny or oily or any of those things. I felt like my skin was truly radiant. It was glowing from like beneath the skin. When I applied it the very first time, I felt like I was not wearing anything, which is amazing because there are many foundations that I have tried that you can just tell that you're wearing foundation, and I'm one of those people who do not like to have heavy coverage. I don't like to feel like I'm wearing foundation on my skin, if you guys get what I'm saying. So I feel like it is a weightless foundation. When it comes to coverage, I would say this foundation is sheer medium coverage. So it's not a full coverage foundation, but I definitely feel like it is buildable. If you apply, I would say 2 coats of this foundation on your face, I think you would get something more similar to a full coverage foundation. But when it comes to simple application, this foundation is sheer to medium coverage. I would say it's kind of like a dewy, radiant finish foundation, so your skin looks nice and it's glowing and it looks healthy and it looks bright and it just looks radiant. The base ingredient in this foundation is water, so it is a water-based foundation. It is the first ingredient. The second ingredient is called cyclopentasiloxane, or siloxane for short, or for the purposes of this video, let's just call it CPS. CPS is available in beauty products. So for example, Olay Regenerist has CPS in it. Some hair products has CPS in it, and basically what CPS is, it is a type of silicone, but it's not one of those silicones that you find in foundations or primers that make your skin really matte. It is a silicone that is supposed to add shine. So you'll find it in hair products. If you go look at a hair product that is supposed to give your hair shine, you'll probably find CPS in the ingredients. It's supposed to give your hair or your skin or wherever you apply it, it's supposed to give it shine. It's supposed to make it shiny and look healthy and radiant. So that is what CPS is for, and it's the second ingredient in this foundation. And I feel like that is the ingredient that that gives your skin that nice, dewy, more radiant, glowing look. I feel like this foundation would last a good 6 hours. If you are touching it up throughout the day, it'll probably last longer. The max I've gone with this foundation, I would say, would be about 4 or 5 hours. And at the end of the 5 hours, I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel like my face was like, I didn't feel like my foundation was sliding off my face and stuff like that. But that's probably due to my skin type. If you have oily skin, you're probably going to have to keep touching up this foundation throughout the day just because of the finish and everything like that. You don't want to look overly shiny because this foundation is already a dewy finished kind of foundation. It does already make your skin look like it's glowing. So if your face is, if you have oily skin, then I would suggest that you touch up this foundation throughout the day or use a mattifying powder when you're setting this foundation. You don't really have to set it. I personally like to set my foundations. I just always liked to do that. So this foundation you don't have to set, but I do it anyways because I just like feeling like my foundation is set. It's so lightweight and it's so skin-like that I don't think you have to set your face, but I do. And I set my face with this foundation with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. To apply this foundation, I like to use my beauty blender. And what I do is I just kind of like take a couple sprays of my Body Shop Vitamin E face mist and I just sprayed on this a couple times to just moisten it up a little bit. And then I spray the foundation on the back of my hand. And then I just use my beauty blender and pick it up and just kind of like dab it and spread it all over my face. When it comes to how much you need to apply your foundation, I have used less than a pump. So I'd say I'd use about 3/4 of a pump of foundation for my whole face. So it spreads really well and it blends really well with your skin. So I don't feel the need to apply more than 3/4 of a pump. I feel like YSL did a very good job of coming up with this product. I've read online that one of these are sold every 10 seconds. That's a lot of foundation considering there's like 60 seconds in a minute, so they're selling like 6 foundations a minute, which if you put it throughout the day, that's a lot of foundations. So I personally love this foundation. What I don't like about it, however, is the price. $60 for a foundation is pretty steep, but at the same time, I feel like it's worth it because this foundation is so good, and because I like this foundation so much, I am more willing to shell out the $60 for this. Would I repurchase this foundation? Definitely. I will definitely repurchase this foundation because I love it so much. Would I recommend that you go buy this foundation? Yes. I feel like if you feel like you can shell out $60 for a foundation, then I would definitely say go ahead and buy it. If you have any more questions or if you feel like I missed anything in this review, please let me know in the comment section below. But I just want to thank you guys for sitting and listening to me talk about this foundation. I know this video might be very long, but I felt like I really need to get the information out there for you guys. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.